So I was watching this guy right here. He said something very true. He said, if you say, he said a lot of other stuff that I agree with, but it's just some things stuck out. He said, if you're saying yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. And then he was talking about people with integrity. People with integrity, basically people who have low, low character. They don't have their character isn't built. People with high integrity tend to, it feels like an insult to people with low character and low morals and values. And that's, if you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. If you're saying no to one thing, you know you're saying yes to something else. It just made me think a lot about other things. Like every time I say no to something, if I say no to something bad, I'm saying yes to something good. And just think about every time I'm saying yes to something good, that means I'm saying no to something bad. Which one is better? And with that being said, think of all the things in your life that you need to say no to, but you're saying yes, you know? And you thinking you're only saying yes to that one thing, but because you said yes to this one thing, you're saying no to these good things that could have followed saying no to the wrong thing, but you said yes to the wrong thing. So you cut out all these other good things and said, nope, because I said no. No, because I said yes to the wrong thing, I'm saying no to all these good things. No, I don't want to be this. No, I don't want to have that. All the good things that could have followed if you wouldn't have said yes to the wrong thing. That's why we really, really have to be careful of what we're in agreement with. If it does not align with our beliefs and our character and who we are, we need to be saying no. And we need to get in our minds and our hearts that it is okay if people do not like me. It's okay. Everybody's not going to like you. And they might like you for a moment, but most of the time, if the people do not really like you for you, they are only going to like you for what you can do for them. Or they probably will like you, but most of the time it will only be for a season. And I say for a season because they will only like you when it is convenient for them. The things that you can provide are convenient for them. But once the standards change of it being convenient for them, you will find out who really likes you and who really does not. And most of the time, you'll find out the majority of those people, they don't. My Father in heaven always told me, whatever is for you, based upon your decisions and the things that you choose and the consequences that come, anything that is yours and that is for you will remain. So always do what is right to the best of your ability. And that's how I live my life. Not to say that I'm the best or I make the best decisions. I'm just using myself as an example that I I have conditioned myself to do the work to make a decision, a fair decision always, to make the right decision. Of course, sometimes I do make the wrong decisions based upon stress, based upon circumstances, but I'm just saying when I have a most of the time I base my life and my decisions on doing what is right. Even if it is not fair for me, I still do what is right and what needs to be done. And I remember before I came into my manager roles, a lot of managers used to tell me, oh, well, get ready to not be liked. And I said, oh, that's fine. I don't care who doesn't like me. And they stared at me with disbelief until they actually worked with me and saw I really don't care who does not like me. I would do what's fair. I would do what's right to the best of my integrity. I hold my integrity to a high standard. I hold doing what is fair to a high standard. And everything I do in life, I do it as if God was watching me. You know, at least I do try. At least. Like I said, we're all human. And that's not an excuse to make a mistake. It is just an opinion that We will strive for perfection even though we'll never reach it. But long as that bar is set there, you know. But, and although he put it, the guy that I told you about in the video, he put it a more simplified version, you know, it's still the same as us learning that we can cancel out a lot of our blessings due to things that we do, choices that we make that are the wrong choices, and also, you know, and in those choices, you're basically, like he said, saying yes and no to stuff. So that's why a lot of when I make decisions, I try to think first about it before I actually go forward, because I'm like, okay, what am I saying yes to? What am I saying no to? If I do this way, what are all the pros and cons that could come from doing it this way? And if I do it this way, what's going to happen after? And you'd be surprised, a lot of people don't even think that far. And then when things happen, they want to, how did we get here? How did I get here? I don't ever want to have a lot of those moments because it can be very overbearing. So, what a lot of people don't understand is that you are often being tested in life to see if you would do what's right, to see if you can be trusted with this, that, and third. You're not just being tested by the people around you, you're also being tested by God. And a lot of times when you fail these tests, you repeat cycles until you learn your lesson. So, integrity is very important, even though a lot of people say doing the right thing never gets anybody anything or anywhere. Maybe not in the time that they would like, but at the time that is just right.